Scott.
Yes.
None of the other Robins complained.
Well, they were little bitches, so you know.
It's funny because that line, you're like, if you don't know this episode and the context, you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
None of the other Robins complain, and almost it's like, what?
I love
what?
that line. It's such. This
line.
was a good episode. I'm going to go and start it off right now because I last week when we talked about it, I was like, dude, I remember this episode. I'm so excited. I still love this episode. So, you know,
Good episode. It's definitely a good episode.
episode.
Welcome, everybody. We are live. We are live, unlike the last.
We almost weren't live. We were supposed to be live. Then we almost weren't live. You know, I got to go into work. Mr. Wayne's a slave driver.
We started a little bit earlier than usual because Scott decided, hey, he's gonna get overtime and try to make some money on that. I'm just kidding. No,
I know. Fuck me, right?
Yeah, exactly. No, but Scott he had a little change in his schedule. So, but luckily I didn't ramble too much on Film Junkie Live where I didn't go for 2 hours. So, yeah.
It was a Christmas miracle.
Yeah, I know. Part of me was like, oh shit, started getting to an hour mark, and I'm like, don't talk too much. But like I said, not much to talk. But anyways, yeah, we're back live, and we're talking more Batman Beyond. We're talking Lost Soul, and we're just last week. It was a fun, a fun episode to talk about. But yeah, it was a throwaway.
It was a throwaway. I had to appreciate. I think it was Man of Steven who was like, "Oh, it's a bottle episode." Oh, that is such a wonderfully, diplomatic way to put it.
You're right. And well, he lives overseas. Maybe that's just like a way. That's a saying more over there. Bottle episode.
No.
They say that here. I never really heard of bottle. Yeah,
bottle. Yeah, because it's in a bottle. It's self-contained.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's an episode in a bottle. It doesn't affect anything else. Oh yeah, I've heard that term. Yeah, that was one of those terms. When I talk about my film school was commentary tracks on on movies and TV. The Stargate SG-1 commentaries were wonderful, and they always were talking about the bottle episodes.
Gotcha.
The ones that are because they are literally self-contained. That's where the term comes from.
Yeah, I never really heard that episode. I've always heard throwaway.
Really? You've never heard bottle episode? Okay.
I never heard bottle. I never heard that. It's interesting. Never heard bottle episode, but good to see Eric. In case a case can be made that this is the episode where Terry truly earns the mantle of Batman, and you see the look on Bruce's. Yeah,
I agree with Eric on this because that exchange is what is so memorable about this episode. There's a line that comes in the episode: is Batman just the suit or the man inside? And I really did feel like this was the episode where Terry, I know we're like a whole season and 5 episodes in, but it's like, but I felt like this was the episode where Terry finally almost proved to himself that he's Batman. So
indeed, yeah, I would agree with that too. And with an episode like this that has to do with, we open up with the passing of Robert Vance, who did we see us? There was a Summer Gleason. Was that Summer Gleason?
That was Summer Gleason. Yes, it was.
Yeah. We get a glimpse.
My very first note was Summer Gleason! Exclamation!
Yeah. I was like, wait a minute. I was like getting everything ready, and the episode started playing. I look up, I'm like, wait a minute. I had to rewind. I was like, that's Summer Gleason. Holy shit! Like, oh yeah, that's right. Because this is now, and this is back then, and then of course we get the present day because Mr. Vance, basically gets his brain uploaded into a computer.
Yeah, he gets his brain digitized. It's kind of a cool cyberpunk version of the Walt Disney gets frozen kind of.
Yeah.
The eccentric billionaire
head thing. Yeah.
Wants to live on. So instead of the frozen head, it's which we can't do because we actually did that last season with Mr. Freeze.
That's true. That's very true.
Literally, we had a frozen head for Meltdown.
Yeah.
So
he gets uploaded, and And then it's kind of, they do that whole thing where you see like the building, the Vance building, and then all of a sudden it just like transitions and you see like all the bigger, like, 35 years later and all the bigger buildings surrounding it. And
It's
then,
gone from like Gotham to Neo Gotham.
yeah.
Yeah, I also think it's hilarious how as soon as they upload him, he starts like being like the old timey businessman kind of guy, and
Yeah.
the guys are like, "Fuck that shit," like
Yeah.
turn him off.
Nope. But then his grandson ends up, reactivating him, I guess you could say, and letting him know everything that's going on. And we got some voices here.
We do have some voices. Okay, so did you recognize the voices?
Okay, the first one, who plays Vance,
Yeah.
I knew. That's Stacy Keach.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't. It's hard not to know that Stacy
Which
Keach.
is so awesome because this isn't his first time appearing on this stream.
He's not, but I can't remember when he came the last time.
He was Beaumont in Mask of the Phantasm.
That's right. He was in there. Yeah, he was. But yeah, he has a very distinct voice.
Oh, an incredibly distinctive voice.
And he's been in so many things. I mean, you just look him up and you could just be like, oh yeah, I've seen, oh yeah,
I mean, he's one of those. I feel like he's one of those actors. The thing is that when we talk about the voices in this universe, in this animated universe, we're always talking about these actors that I feel like don't exist anymore.
Yeah.
In that they just did a ton of TV and then they just did a ton of movies. Like they maybe got like one starring role on a television series that lasted for like 4 or 5 years, and then they just showed up on a lot of stuff. They show up in a lot of movies, and it's the working actor. It's the actor who just kept on getting work. Didn't have to be the star, but it tends to be a lot of character actors. I think that's what happens when we talk about these voices. Is we get so many character actors who are just, what was it? It was Laurence Olivier that said to Richard Burton, do you want to be an actor or a movie star? And he said, why can't I be both? But these are just the guys who grind it out. But you're right, such a distinct voice. As soon as you hear it, you go, I know who that is.
Yeah. Although when it came to the grandson, it took me to the very end to make me go, oh my! I was like, I recognize that voice. What the fuck? And then when it was the last scene where he is in, I went, of course, Boy Meets World, Ryder fucking strong. Like, God damn it.
Which is great because of Wilfred being Terry, yes.
Yeah. So I was like, of course. I was like, also, alumni from Boy Meets World, Ryder Strong. I was like, when you hear his voice right in this opening scene, I went, oh shit, I know that voice. God damn it. What's that voice? And it just didn't click until like the last scene he was in at the end. And I was like, oh, there it is. Sean Hunter, Ryder Strong, of course, in Boy Meets World. And I was like, there it is. That's cool. And I'm sure Will probably was like, hey, we need a voice. Want to do it? He probably, hooked that up for sure.
Well, I mean, or even possibly, Andrea Romano like thought this would be cool, because we're still in the era where Andrea Romano is the voice director for all this stuff.
It's true. And Boy Meets World was still happening during this time too. They were probably on season 3, 4. I think it started in like 95, 94.
Now I have to look this up.
No, it was probably season 5 because I think it started in 94 now.
Started in 93.
93, shit. So, and this was what, 1998, 99?
No. We're in 2000 by now.
We're in 2000? Jeez.
Yeah,
are
we in 90? Are we in 99? No, see,
we're 5 or 6 seasons to Boy Meets World. That's for sure.
Oh, yeah, because the show ended in May of 2000, so we're actually we'd be in the last season of Boy Meets World.
Oh wow, it's so funny too because like his voice never changed. If you ever watched Boy Meets World, his voice never changed. Corey, Ben Savage, his voice went from high pitch to like big time. Like, puberty hit him. Not so much Ryder Strong. His voice didn't really change. I think his voice already deepened by the time they started. I think he was older. That's why. If I remember correctly, I think he was like a year or so older than Ben Savage. But if you watch, I mean, I love that show. I watched the reruns when they were on like Disney Channel and stuff. I love that show so much. So
Well,
That's why I'm like,
wow, because he's only 2 years older than me.
yeah.
He's currently 45, which would have meant that he would have been 20 when this episode was done. Yeah.
Yeah. But he never had like a super deep voice, you know? That's why, like, even in here, it was like, wow, that sounds like a light voice. Why do I know that voice? Yeah, his voice never changed throughout really that whole thing of Boy Meets World. So, anyways, there's a tangent right there. Boy
But a
Meets
very
World.
connected one. Like that's
Yeah.
actually one of the most relevant tangents I think we've
Yeah.
ever had.
Because, like I said, it was bothering the shit out of me. I'm like, I know that voice because.
But isn't it kind of fun, the game we play in the show, when you do
Yeah.
get bothered and you're just like, fuck it, come on.
And it wasn't until like the last scene where he's giving a little speech, a little press conference thing, and I was like, there it is. It just, my brain went, yeah, and it's so satisfying when that happens, because I'm going, fuck, I'm gonna go into this stream going, tell me, Scott. Tell me. And I would have been so pissed.
You would have been
so pissed if you would have said Ryder Strong.
You love Boy Meets World so much. This would have been worse than LeVar Burton.
It would have. Totally. I would have thrown something. I would have been like,
LeVar Burton has been the one that I've held over your head.
That was bad.
That was bad.
Yeah, but this would have been worse because I was such an avid Boy Meets World watcher that
I know this about you. Yes,
that would have been bad. But I'm just so glad my brain just like clicked it right at that last scene. Anyways, thank God. But yeah, so 35 years later, and yeah, he's basically talking about like, yeah, I'm your grandson. Your son has passed away all of a sudden. You know, I think he said heart attack, right? Something like that.
Why do you think he even said how he died? I think he just
it was like a heart attack, or it just suddenly happened, or whatever.
Just suddenly he just said he's gone. You know, it's that late 90s, early 2000s. We can't say he died.
True.
Yeah, we can't say kill. We'd say I will destroy you. We can't say he's dead. It's he's no longer with, you know, he's not here anymore. Like, it's always the euphemisms for standards and practices for us to get around saying things.
And then, of course, Vance just wants to like, hey, well, all right, well, can you just like put me online so I can learn things? I've been here for so long. He does that whole pity little thing, like, you know,
I'm so sad and lonely.
Yeah.
And of course, you're watching like every AI movie you've ever watched is you don't connect them to the internet. Like, that's not what you do, because that's always the thing. It's like, as long as you're in a closed system, we're all okay.
Yes, but don't put him online. And then, of course, he picks up a phone with the
I don't understand why. Like, I'm trying to figure out. Like, I was waiting to hear like the dial-up sound. You know, by the way, rest in peace, AOL.
I know that. I had no idea that they still had
it. I didn't either.
I read that, and then the morning show I listened to, they talked about that. They're like, "Oh yeah, they finally given up the whole dial-up thing," and then of course they played it on the show, and I was like, Jesus Christ, it's like nails on a chalkboard, that sound, but it's so nostalgic.
It's so nostalgic. So, you know, when the grandson picked up the phone, I was just like, what?
And it had the wire. It had the coiled wire.
Coiled cord. I know.
I'm like going, wait a minute, we're in the future here. What are we doing? Why are you guys having like that kind of phone?
I was trying to think of, okay, because I was waiting for like, was it like War Games or something where you like pick up the receiver and then you like you put it on something special?
Yes, there was like things that did that too. That's been in movies as well, where you take the receiver and then you put it into like another thing, and then it goes like
that was the modem. Like, that's how
yeah. God damn, those days where it's like, don't pick up the phone because you can't. Pick up. Back in our days, kids, when we logged on the internet, if somebody picked up the phone, you got logged off.
Yes, you did.
Oh man, that was such a the phone rang. You're like, damn it, I was talking to some girl in Illinois. You know, God knows if that was even the case. Anyways, chat rooms, those were scary times back then. They were unfiltered. God knows what the hell.
Wow.
But
West.
it was the Wild West. Now we got Twitter. So it was just kind of funny that he picked up the phone like that, and it had like the, you know, the swirled, like, you know,
the coil.
The coil cord. I'm like, what the hell? Like, why that? Okay.
And then we're 50 years in the future, man.
Yeah, like,
I can't even find a coiled cord now.
No, I'm like, where would that even be unless it's some kind of retro thing? I'm like, I don't even, yeah, crazy. But then, of course, we cut to Terry and Dana on a little date. And it always, I still find it funny because obviously it's just the character models.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably cold outside, but Dana, she's just wearing like this one little dress.
One little mini skirt dress with her combat boots.
Yes.
It's always the boots that get me. It's the boots with that dress that always gets me.
You know what? I'm a sucker for boots and a dress. Not gonna lie.
I respect. Hey,
yes,
dude, I respect that. I get it. I will admit it's more the cowboy boot kind of thing than the combat boot kind of thing. You know,
that's cowboy boots. No, regular like working boots, like black boots. I'm all about that. But I'm just kind of. It's just funny because
the leg. I think
that. Yeah.
The cowboy boot goes up the leg and kind of accentuates the leg. Always enjoyed a good leg. And it's probably
of course.
Sorry, guys, TMI. You know,
but it's funny because Terry's always wearing the jacket and the pants, and he's more bundled up, and he's like, it's Gotham late at night. There's a breeze. We could tell. Like, isn't she cold? Give her your jacket, Terry. What are you doing? Be a gentleman. She looks. I mean, she's probably cold.
But I also love the fact that the date, it just seems to be, hey, we came up to this random patio.
Yeah. Maybe there's a cafe up there, or maybe there's something.
No, because there's no one else there. It was just, hey, we found a cool balcony to look at.
Yeah. Well, it's relevant to the plot because obviously, well, not really, not until they get into the elevator, I guess. Because they get into the elevator and then all of a sudden the elevator starts going, just starts dropping them, and it's all craziness, and then it stops, and then it goes up, and then Terry, of course, punches the control panel, and then it's always those wires that you just have to rip, right?
And as soon as you rip the wires,
you're good.
Like, we're good. You're good.
That's the best way to do it. Is just rip wires that are just right there. And
that's why I like those movies, like with the bombs, where they like rip the wire, cut the wire, and then it just causes it to like immediately explode, or like speeds up the countdown. It's like, fuck you. No.
But and so he rips the wires, it stops, and then of course they're looking out and we're seeing flickering lights throughout the city, and obviously we know what that is. We're like, oh yeah, Vance is, he's essentially doing Ultron. He's doing the Ultron thing and just kind of like going through and just like, all right, now I'm released through the internet and just kind of learning things, learning what what I don't know about the human race in the past 35 years.
Mm-hmm.
And then of course Dana is like, I'm out. Like, I'm not staying in this elevator. Of course Terry's like, well, this is, like Mr. Wayne's fucking whole, the enterprise, everything is like run by, all this stuff. So shit, she's just like, I'm out. I'm taking the stairs, doing the thing. I like how like one of her straps like came down. Like they kind of like,
yes.
Notice that they were like, ooh, and I'm like that'll get us youngins back in the day to be like, ooh, look at that.
I know, right? But I also appreciate when the character model actually like varies a little bit with the situation.
Yeah, that was cool. So I like how she kind of flipped it up. It was like, oh, okay. I see what you guys are doing there.
But I also like the fact that when Terry gets to Wayne Manor, like it's already like Bruce has already taken care of everything. Like he's already shut everything down. He already knows what's going on. I think it's interesting to help move. This is one of those cases where they moved the plot along really quickly, and I appreciated it in that he was like, oh, it's Vance.
Yeah.
Because his code is basically everywhere, and it was like he wasn't even trying to hide himself.
Yeah, so it's a cool little conversation because like you said, Bruce is he's like, all right, look, he's just leaving his signature is like all over it. And Terry goes, well, that's lazy. And he goes, and Bruce just goes, I don't think he cared. He was just like one of those, like, it was kind of like a cool thing of like, Terry's going, well, that's pretty lazy for, and that's him being modern day, young kid. And Bruce is just going, this guy's, back from, kind of my era. I don't think he gives a shit. I think he's making it be known that he's doing this shit, I
don't think it's make it be known. I think it's more like, how is anyone going to stop me? Like,
I guess it could be that. Yeah.
I think it's more that it's like, why do I need to hide what I'm doing what could anyone do even if they figured it out? But I also like it because it cuts out the entire part of the episode that would have been like, we need to investigate what's going on. And Bruce is like, nah, shit, I've already figured it out. Like,
Yeah.
it's
To the point
there.
where Terry just tries to hit that button, and nothing's happening. And he's just like, yep, I had to turn everything off. You're gonna have to go out the old school way. And it shows like the door and like,
Oh god, I love seeing the door
yeah,
because they had the same shape
yeah,
of the little door that would turn to the ramp that the
yeah.
Batmobile would drive out of back, 50 years ago in the OG
Terry's just like, you
series.
gotta be kidding me. And that's where you get the line, none of the other Robins
That's
complained.
complained.
Yeah. So I was just like, bravo. Love that.
And then we
You
do
know,
power
again,
station where the police are trying to shut the
yeah,
power down to stop Vance's program, and he's already activated the laser security system. But I'm going to say that when Terry / Batman comes flying in to try to shut down the power grid, the score in this episode really starts like it slaps like it really like it
I agree.
the scores really they outdid themselves. If we're talking about like for a single episode, I always appreciate because there's always the dun 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 dun. Like there's certain there's a down like there's the motifs that we traditionally hear in a Batman Beyond episode. So it's cool in an episode when it's like, ooh, this sounds like this doesn't just sound like, as my wife likes to call it, white noise.
Yeah.
I will never forget like when we went to go see Blade Runner 2049 and she fell asleep during it.
Oh my god. Well,
yeah, she'd never seen the original Blade Runner.
Yeah.
And I was having to like give her like a download of Blade Runner on the way there. And then and the Hans Zimmer and Benjamin Wallfish were trying to emulate Vangelis. And she just said, so she fell asleep because she called it. She said the soundtrack was white noise.
Oh man. Yeah, well, I mean, Blade Runner is not going to be for everyone, you know.
No.
It definitely is not. But yeah,
but
I mean,
this is that cyberpunk soundtrack.
Yeah, I totally get what you're saying, and but it's kind of funny too because obviously, when he's getting in there, and of course, there's a defense system, and then of course Terry does the stealth thing, which he should do way more often.
Yes,
as we always say. But then there's a fucking cat. Like just I mean,
that
this
was
is
random ass shit.
This is where they needed something where the defense system catches him. So they were like, well, why not just have a cat start meowing at Terry? And it's just like I laughed because I was like, well, that's stupid, but I get why they did it. It's so stupid because why would there be a cat
in the power station?
Power. Did somebody just leave their cat? It's just a stray cat walking around in this building with all this power towers and shit. They needed something.
But it was just so random. I mean, a bird would have made more sense. I mean,
something else, even if it was like a rat. A rat would have, because we always hear about rats, but a cat, I guess, because they were like, oh, a rat wouldn't see him. A cat has that sense. And I'm like, yeah, I get that because, dogs and cats are weird like that, where they just look at things that you're like, what the fuck are you looking at? And that's like weird. But anyway, so naturally, Batman, Terry has to like, dodge things and do things. And, but with all the defenses and then of course he finally gets to that button that he needs to get to basically shut everything down. But then of course we get that cut to commercial, cliffhanger thing where it just
go to cut to black,
where like he gets shot at and then it's just like direct hit, and you're like, oh no, what's gonna happen? And then after you see about 3 cereal commercials and maybe 2 toy commercials, you're back.
Yes.
That's what you'd see back then. But then and then so naturally it's like you have Bruce just like wondering like what's going on with Terry. And, he wakes up and obviously he's like, okay, everything's gone. Everything's good. You're thinking everything's okay. You hit the button, everything's good. But then when he's walking away, you see a little bit of that that green,
The
and we know
green
that
sparks, yes.
yes, we see green sparks, and it's kind of cool that they obviously they had to go with green because obviously everything's so red when it comes to Batman and
You
all the
need
even
some
the
color that
yeah,
would distinguish. I mean, and that's something that like cartoons and the visual medium is so awesome because it was there was no dialogue.
yeah,
It was just it was a quick visual cue. It was subtle too.
yeah.
It was quite a because they waited until Terry was like walking off into the pinpoint of the
He was
of
like in a shadow almost.
yeah, almost.
Yeah.
And you just see a little
Yeah, it's a little glitch, and then you're like going, yeah. And if you didn't see it, yeah, if you like blinked, turn your head, you wouldn't have saw it, and
no.
it was so subtle, and it was just like, oh shit, oh god, he's in the suit, and then of course he gets he tells him. I love how Bruce just kind of busts his balls, where he's just again. Like we said last week. Last week, Bruce didn't give a shit what was going on with
Bruce had one line in the entire
he had one line, and he was fixated on whatever the hell he was working on. That's when you knew it was a throwaway or a bottle episode. But this one, he's just like, Terry, yeah. How about obviously there's like the suit was kind of messed up, and he's like gonna have to reprogram it and everything. No, this is
no, this is
yeah.
this is
I
when
got ahead of myself.
you
Yeah,
did get ahead of yourself because this is where because Bruce, I love his line when he says the power's out in
yeah,
parts of the city. You know what that means.
yes.
Like I love that. So he goes to stop the guys who are smashing up the essentially it was an ATM.
It's an ATM, but with credits.
With
Credit,
credits, right,
the fucking units, whatever the hell they use as currency.
yeah, the credit the literally credit cards.
Yeah, credit
yeah.
cards, but it looks all futuristic, like whatever the hell.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, even though that's what we kind of have now. We have chips on our fucking cards now, where we just.
Come on, I pay with my phone.
Oh yeah, I usually do my phone too, but sometimes I like to pull out the card and just be like, yeah. Anyways, sometimes I still insert it, because I'm old school and I like it raw.
Yeah, I'm sure it's not the only thing you like to insert. So
yeah, I know. I spit on it before it. Anyway.
Well, you pull it out and then you insert it. So.
Yes.
God, where did I go? Oh
yeah,
man, I'm feeling
there you go, Scott. Yeah, he added to it this time. He didn't just laugh. I love it. But yeah, so he stops those guys. But then this is, of course, where Vance starts taking over the suit. He can't move his leg. And of course, Bruce is like wondering what the hell is going on. But then, of course, yeah, he starts talking to Vance, and basically it's just like, yeah, now we know that Vance is like basically starting to take over the suit.
Yeah, he's infected. He's infected the suit.
Yeah, which again, good for the visual medium of like the fact that we have the red circuitry that we love to see. Now it's like starting to turn green inside.
Yeah.
So it's like just to show you that it's taking over. That he's taking over the suit, and it's pretty cool.
And then, of course, he starts walking Terry towards the water because he's going. Because I like his point. He's like, "Well, I don't need you alive." Suit.
Yeah, and he's just like, "Okay." So he starts walking there, and then, Bruce is just sitting there going, he's looking at that button. He's looking at that button to deactivate.
I love the callback to the kill switch.
Yes,
we haven't seen the kill switch since Rebirth Part 2.
Yeah,
and when Bruce shut him down, when Bruce shut the suit down, and Terry got his ass handed to him by those Wayne Powers security guards.
Yeah,
and which was smart because he shut the suit down, which glitched out Vance.
Yeah.
And of course, we're led to believe that it erased it erased the infection, but really all it did was it just shut the suit down
where he couldn't spread, and then he couldn't even work. But then you have Terry like stuck in the ocean. Like he still has his head above water, but it's like I can't move. It's like, but luckily, Bruce, such a cool shot seeing Bruce in the Batmobile with all the red, and he's controlling it to go pick up Terry. It's such a cool looking shot. I was like, oh, that is so cool looking, because
there are so many cool things when old man Bruce gets to be Batman.
Yeah.
It
was just cool to see. I was like, oh, that's a cool shot right there. I love that shot. because it always looks cool when Terry's in there. But man, when you see Old Man Bruce in there, it's special.
It's special.
It's special. So obviously he rescues him, and then of course when we get to the Batcave, that's where Bruce is like, yeah, it's gonna take a while to reboot and like kind of rewire, do whatever, work on the suit. And Terry's just like, I don't need any help, and he's just like, ah. And this is where we start getting some of that, back and forth of like stuff like, hey, this is where we start getting some of
No,
that?
this
No,
is
it's
this is
later
actually
on.
just where Bruce is actually, go get some sleep. You look tired.
Yeah, that's right. He tells him that you're tired, but then we get that creepy fucking, the suit just gets up, and then you see the green in the neck,
sparks in the neck.
Yeah. And then he puts on the fucking cowl, and I was like, oh wow.
Okay.
So creepy.
It's so cool. It's so creepy. But the only nitpick I have is, how the fuck is that suit like filled out? Like,
yeah, I wonder how, like, why? Yeah, because they kind of talk. They, when we get to the final part of it, it's even in the fucking thumbnail. Like you see, like the limp hand. It's like, so yeah. I guess when he's fully
integrated,
he just, I guess it just somehow he's filling it out. I don't know with what, some kind of energy.
Okay. Well, there's the possibility. Here's my headcanon.
Okay.
Because I have to nitpick it, but here's my headcanon is that he can, because he's in the circuitry, he can move the pieces around to make the body like
rigid.
Yeah. And filled out like that. That is a legitimate explanation. I just still think it's hilarious that, you have an empty suit that is now, because it's not like it's a mech suit. Yeah. It literally is something that goes like,
yeah, it flops. It's got good circuitry, it's got good armor, but we're talking about the future here. This is top of the line technology. Yeah, exactly. It's top of line Wayne tag. It's not present day where it would be like you said, a mech suit, which would already be fully, like rigid and everything. Mm-hmm. But this is an actual suit. But yeah, so maybe he just kind of does that. But it is a cool shot of him like it just coming up like that. It's really creepy. And then so then of course this is where we start getting like the
this is when we get the philosophical part of the episode. Because you see that he punched a hole through the cave to get out.
Mm-hmm.
Terry's like, well, I gotta go stop him. Bruce is like, he just punched a hole in the wall. What do you expect?
You're gonna take on this. You're gonna take on that. Basically, like Bruce is going, hey, really, you're gonna take on that without the suits? And like, and obviously Terry's gonna be determined to stop this. But then, Bruce is being like the logical one, going, did you see what he just did right there? You're actually gonna like take on that. But but then this is where we start like getting to be like, hey, this is gonna be, you're gonna have to go in like old school with all this.
When Terry goes, the scene, like we said, is Batman just the suit or the man inside? This is where Terry goes, am I truly Batman? Or am I just a kid in a suit? And is the suit doing all the work? Which is legitimately like a criticism that you could have early on about Batman Beyond, is that Terry's just awesome because he's got, the cool suit. But this feels like an episode that basically proves to the audience, because Bruce gives him, the utility belt off of his suit. Terry takes the domino mask off of the Nightwing suit.
Yeah.
And that was cool. I like things I distinctly remember about this episode.
Yeah.
And then, he basically is going to go, Batman this shit, with literally just a domino mask and a utility belt.
Yeah, an old school utility belt with old batarangs, none of the crazy, super big time tech stuff. But it's funny too, because even with previous episodes, we talked about this with the mud guy, whatever the couple episodes ago.
Earth Mover.
Yeah, Earth Mover. There you go. when Terry was with the two ladies, and then all of a sudden he just slides down that fucking drainage pipe, and he starts, and it's like, whoa, easy there, bud. And people are gonna start thinking you're bad. But it's like we've seen Terry handle his own without the suit, so it is kind of like a cool thing that now we're getting an episode where Bruce is now. It's almost like Bruce is like, so are you, it's like, are you just the suit, or are you, because no matter what, like you said, it's like, yeah, the suit is a lot of things, but at the same time, you can't just have any schmuck in there. And I think Bruce knows that. And that's why he saw something in Terry.
Yes.
That's, because it's like, yeah, the suit is a big part of it, but you have to have a proper, it's like, it's just like somebody getting behind the wheel of an F1 car or a fucking jet, yeah, sure, they're not actually flying or actually driving, but they're controlling it. They're talented enough to know when to do, certain things. I'm going off on a whole little thing right now.
It's fine, but it adds to the philosophy of what the episode is dealing with. But I like when he gets to Vance's lab. I like the fact that Terry has to go through like 3 pockets to find, like, he doesn't just know which
button. He has to unbutton.
That's why I always love. That was always. I said this when we talked about the redesign for the new Batman Adventures. I love when the belt has pouches. I'm a pouch guy. Like, I like
pouch guy too, dude.
I love when the belt looks like it's got pouches.
Yeah.
And so I like when he has to go through like 3 of them and goes, oh, there's a lockpick.
I know. First, he gets to the vent and he can't just rip it off because he doesn't have the strength of the suit. So he's like, ugh. And then, of course, there's a lock on it. Yeah. And then he does that. I'm so glad they emphasized that.
Yes.
They took the time to emphasize, like, oh, yeah,
it's like nighttime. It's like nighttime when Clark is looking for the grappling gun and Robin's like, third one to the left, right side.
Yes, so good. You have to have those little moments, it's great. And then he just like and then obviously what Vance is basically doing is like, I mean, he's explained that he just he needs a body to basically just upload in so he could live again, and he decides to choose his grandson. So
and it's cold shit when the grandson goes, what happens to me? And he goes, I don't know, wherever deleted programs go.
Oh man, that is such a good line.
Such a good line.
Oh my god, I know.
And the way Stacey Keach delivers it, where it's like, I don't really give a fuck.
So cold. It's so cold. Like, and this is your grandson. I mean, but again, it's like he's just he's just something like that. And this is where we're actually gonna jump into the episode here, because things just start getting crazy. But yeah. So he's just like got him in there right there. I mean, it's like he just does not give a shit about his grandson.
Doing for you. See, you're not going to have to worry about running the company anymore.
Oh, I'm not going to have to worry about running the company.
But I like this little detail of how the magnets affect the program, because it's essentially what an EMP does.
Yeah. And then you see the floppy hand.
Because I'm going to be in charge again.
In that suit?
I also love how the mouth doesn't move on the suit.
Nobody. In you.
But where will I be?
And then that right there.
Oh, programs go.
Of course, the visual of like,
Oh yeah, the program merging with the brain.
Pull out that old school batarang.
And I love how Terry missed his
shot.
And then he had to like, that didn't work. That's good on him for grabbing that wire, that big wire.
Oh yeah.
Terry's just like, come on, bitch. Oh shit! He did that thing that you need to do more often.
I also love how like it damages what's in the utility belt. So Terry like is without the belt now.
And then of course, just to make him look creepier, let's have the eyes.
Well, it's kind of like the Terminator, like when the skin gets ripped.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, very Terminator-esque right here.
I love how the first time he swung it, you literally saw the head like do a 360.
Yeah. Music's just fucking kicking.
Oh, good old Rebar.
I mean, he's Nightwing right here.
Oh, there's something coming up right here that I love because it goes back to my nitpick. I love how
That's
there's
T1000.
nothing in the suit.
That's like T1000 stuff right there.
Now this moment too is cool. Like when Terry grabs the wire
Yeah.
and he's already like wrapped it around the pole. I love the fact that he's smart enough because he's creating an electromagnet. Because all he's going to do is electrify the metal, and it creates a magnet. I also love how like he totally impales the suit. Because it's like we talked about, like with Hard Act, like we can kill robots, we can kill aliens. It's like we can impale a suit because there's nothing in the suit.
Terminated.
Yeah, and wiping the program away. Now this scene is coming up because this is such a callback to an homage.
1,000 kilobytes.
You know what this reminds me of?
2 plus 2 equals 4.
Me first. I want to play. 1 potato, 2 potato.
It's so creepy. But yeah, does this not ring any bells for you?
It's not ringing bells for me right now.
Daisy.
Oh, 2001?
2001. It's Hal.
Yes.
It would happen when they shut
shut Hal down.
When they shut Hal down, yeah.
Oh man, so yeah, very intense ending, and then of course, yeah, like I said, do we know what the grandson's name? I don't know if we know that name. They probably say it, but who cares? Writer, strong voice guy.
I know, right? It's I know what? Now that you asked me, because I never really paid attention. Oh, was it Bobby?
Probably.
No. Well, no, because Robert Vance was the. Hold on. I'm gonna look this up. Okay, so hold on, I'm looking up on the wiki right now. Vance Enterprises, a young man. They actually do we actually never get his name?
I don't think we actually get his name, to be honest.
Oh no, I was right, Bobby.
It is Bobby. Okay, so,
right.
So yeah, it's probably like Robert the Third,
or something like that. Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, he gives a little press conference that basically the news is saying like he sold the company, of course.
So he doesn't have to worry about it.
Seriously, yeah. And yeah, that's pretty much the episode. There's no like, I was kind of wondering, I was like, wait, there's not like a little stinger, like all.
No, it's like wrapped. We're getting a lot of episodes at the beginning of the second season that are very self-contained, very sort of like we wrap this shit up and we're done.
Because you just never know sometimes when you're like, oh yeah, maybe like something's gonna light up green or something. Ooh.
Yeah.
Part of them is safe somewhere.
Because we don't have the arc like we did last season where it was Blight. Blight was kind of a thread throughout the season. So yeah.
Not so much here, but but again, better episode than last week, I would say.
Oh yes, yeah, this is a great episode. I really like this episode.
So do I. It just it's creepy. I mean, it's creepy just with that, the technology aspect of it. Terry proves that he's not just the bat suit.
Yes.
It took a bit, but he proved with what we just watched right there that he's not just a bat suit. He's smart.
And then Batman and Bruce.
Yeah.
Bruce makes that line at the end. He goes, "Oh no, the suit's out of commission. Batman isn't."
Yes.
Because it's like, oh no.
He basically told Terry that you proved yourself that you're not just a suit.
Yeah, you're Batman.
Yeah, you are Batman. So the way that he looks over his shoulder and says that, it's like, yeah, the suit's out of commission, but Batman isn't. That was his way of saying, you proved yourself that you're not just a suit. And I'm like, goosebumps.
I know. It also kind of feels like that Michael Keaton line from '89. Here he's like, I gotta get to work.
Yeah, gotta get to work. God, love that. Love that line. What do we got next week?
Hidden Agenda.
Hidden Agenda.
Yeah, the title gave me nothing.
Yeah.
I cheated and I looked at the little blurb on HBO Max, and The only thing that's going to be that I don't even remember. I remember I'm going into this episode cold. I can't remember a thing about
I'm
this
looking at the
episode.
thumbnail and I'm like, there's somebody that's in some clown makeup kind of thing.
Yeah, all I could see that the blurb told me was we will get fully introduced to a new character in the next
Yes.
episode.
Definitely a new character, it looks like. So, all right, Hidden Agenda will be next week, and of course, thank you guys for spending some time here live, having fun with this episode. And like I said, you know, when things don't, if we can't have a live, we'll do the premiere thing. I messed up last week, sadly. I was like,
but you messed up the premiere, but it was still uploaded.
It was still uploaded, but I scheduled it, not premiered it. So I was like, I remember I was still at dinner with my mom, and I was like, and I went, wait a minute, why has? And I was like looking at my phone, I'm like, why is this not? And then I looked, and I'm like, oh shit. And then I was like, and then she was like, can't you change it? Of course, my mom, I love my mom because she's always like, well, can't you? And I'm like, mom. I'm like, nope, it's up. I'm not gonna mess with it.
But they're moms. Moms always want to fix things.
That's the way and that's why I love my mom, because she was like, well, can't you? And she was like trying to come up with. So I was like, mom, it's up. That's all that matters. It's there. It's just not premiered. I just wanted it to be like kind of like streaming, and where people could talk during the chat, and stuff. But it was cool. Like I said, by the way, we had a fantastic dinner. We found a Mexican restaurant. Ooh, when you find a good Mexican restaurant.
Oh, no. You have to find a good one, because when you find a good one.
Dude, we found a good one.
I still want you to come out here.
I know. Someday. One of these days I'm going to, because I would love to, because I was born out there.
But I have so many places that I'm just like, we're going to eat there, and we're going to eat there, and we're going to eat there.
Oh, yeah. No, don't worry. It's going to happen, because I would love to visit Alabama, especially since, like I said, born and spend a few years there. And that would be pretty cool to see, just to see familiar spots and everything, and go through some of the, Montgomery, Dothan, Enterprise, if that was even. I know that's like far away.
That's way down south.
Yeah, that's way down south, but I would have to at least, try to like make that, but yeah, for sure. I mean, yeah, when you find a good Mexican restaurant, and there's a couple of good spots here. There's but man, we went to a sit down place, and it was fucking like everything.
Interesting. Like, my brother-in-law lives in Philadelphia, and he complains how you can't find good Mexican up north. And he comes back like to Alabama, and he's like, "Oh, the good Mexican places are here."
Yeah, you get down towards that southern border, you're fine, and no matter where you're at in that southern border. From California to Florida, you're going to find some good shit, but yeah, I was so glad. Like, I mean, it was in a spot too, where you could tell when I was pulling up into it, there was a lot of places that were like out of business because probably COVID during those times. And it was like shit. But then we get into this place, and man, even the salsa that they served was salsa.
I will judge a place based on its salsa.
Dude, this place, I've never had a salsa this salsa was orange. It had an orange tint to it.
I've seen that. Yeah.
And me and my mom were like, they were like, geez.
Let me ask you this. Do you like your salsa chunky?
I'm not a big chunky guy.
Okay. I do. I like there to be like some.
Yeah. All the onions and tomatoes.
Yeah. I like that. That's
I don't mind it. But this salsa didn't even have chunky in it too. It was just like I was like, wow, we were both like, I've never tasted a salsa like this. I mean, this place was great. So there's a tangent for the end of the fucking stream right there. About
we always wait till the end of the episode.
Yeah. But I mean, everybody can relate to that. It's always, wherever you live or wherever you go, you want to have some, want to have a good Mexican restaurant. And I think we definitely found that one. I was even telling my brother, I'm like, we gotta go to this place. This shit was fire. I mean, me and her were like, let me try yours. Let me try, I was like,
love it when you're like, everyone's eating off of
each
other.
Oh yeah, we were doing that for sure, and it was just like, it was so good. She got the carnitas, I got the birria meat, the beef. It was like, oh, it was so good. Anyways, so be here next week. We'll be here live for
at the usual time.
Yes, at the usual time. Hidden Agenda. Like I said, we were just a little earlier this time. No big deal. And so good times tonight. So promote whatever you got to promote, Scott.
of course, follow me on X at ScottDC27, on Vero at Scott McClellan, and on Letterboxd, Scott McClellan at ScottDC27. You can go ahead and check out my review of Weapons. Spoiler alert, I loved it. So,
Hey, I take pride because I helped Scott go see that movie.
you did.
Yes.
You did help me go see
Scott
that.
is not a big gore horror guy. I think we even talked about it. I don't know if we talked about post-show last when we recorded, but you had no intentions to go see this movie.
I didn't. I had no intentions whatsoever.
Yeah, but then you saw the hype, and then you hit me up. I'm sure you hit other people up.
No, I just hit
like,
you.
Oh, okay. You were like, is it gory, and is it going to affect me as a parent? And I went, I don't think it is, because it's not. The gore is, there's some.
It's minimal. It's so minimal.
It's minimal. It's not
minimal.
It's relevant. It's not over the top. And then it's kind of got this dark comedy element to it, and I'm like, I think you're gonna enjoy this.
Still scary. That's
it's still freaky as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've said this online. It does one of the two endings I really want from a horror movie. I don't like happy endings in horror movies.
Yes.
I want evil to win, and it be like depressing as shit.
Yeah.
Or I want evil to be defeated, but we're still fucked up by it afterwards.
Yes. God,
those are the two endings I want in a horror movie.
Thank you.
Weapons delivers one of those two. I'm not going to spoil which one.
No, I said that in my review too. Like when I was talking about it on the vodka show, I'm like, don't expect it just to be like, oh, wrap up in a bow. Here's a happy ending.
I hate horror movies to do that.
Yeah,
no.
It's a batshit crazy ending, but it's not exactly happy. Yeah.
Like Doctor Sleep would be sort of an almost happy ending, but Danny's still dead. So you know what? You know what I mean? It's
no, I know exactly what you're talking about. I am the same way. I don't like it. I was like, oh, it's just gonna end like that. Thank you.
Thank you. Yep, good,
good.
But
you don't have to, no, it's not gonna be
follow me on my socials, because guys, I have a week ahead of me.
Ooh.
Okay. Tomorrow night, I'm going to go see Riff Tracks live do Time Cop.
Nice.
I'm so looking forward to it, because I actually like Time Cop.
Yeah.
So it's always fun. We're like, okay, tear apart a movie that I like. Let's let's do this.
Hopefully, Jean-Claude Van Damme.
I know. Same matter cannot occupy same space. Friday, I'm going to the 35th anniversary Fathom event for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh yeah, I've heard people are going to see that. Yeah, I might try to
because that movie literally released on my 8th birthday.
Nice.
That was my birthday party. Was taking everyone to opening night to go see Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Saturday, Heather and I are going on a date to go see Nobody 2.
Nice.
Sunday, originally I was going to go see Shin Godzilla in 4K, but this new Sydney Sweeney movie, Americana, has a lot more limited showings. So I flipped my ticket, and I'm going to go see Americana on Saturday, on Sunday night. And then Monday or Tuesday night, I'm going to go catch Shin Godzilla, because there's a lot more options, where literally after this weekend is over, I have no more options for Americana. So I made that strategic ticket swap. But when I have full reservation,
what kind of swap?
Ticket swap.
Oh, okay. It sounded like you said something else, and I was like, Sweeney. I thought you said tit swap. Anyways, that's what I heard.
Of course, that's what you heard.
Yes. I'm like, well, she's very, she does have great. Anyways,
so I got a lot of opportunities for reviews. Like, definitely going to do some written reviews, maybe do a video, depending on something like
do it
speaks to me. I really only do the video reviews if I just like, I really have to feel it to do one of those. Otherwise, I just write some stuff up. But I got a lot of movies, because I'm also going to be on the Vodka stream this Friday. So
yes.
My triumphant return to the Vodka stream, because after I get off of work at 6:00 Friday morning, I am on vacation for a week. So
yes, pour the bourbon and join the conversation. It's going to be a good time. Hopefully we'll have I think we're going to have a little guest on there, so should be fun. And guys, we'll be here next week, of course, talking about a hidden agenda, another Batman Beyond, which we're very much enjoying. Hit that like, thumbs up. Look forward to my Nobody 2 reaction review tomorrow. I'll be posting that. Very much looking forward to it, because I really love it.
I love the first one so much.
I can't believe it came out in 2021. I thought it was 2022 or 23. I was like, oh, it's 2021. Holy shit. But that was one of my favorite movies of that year. I remember when I did my top 10, it was like number 6 or 5 or something like that. You know, I've seen it so many times since. I've probably seen it about 6 or 7 times. It's just one of those movies.
That scene on the bus where he opens up the chamber and drops all the bullets out and goes, I am going to fuck you up.
The funniest scene I had was when that one dude was like, I think they were in his basement, and he punches him like right in the neck or like in the throat, and then he's just like, and he just like sits him down, and I don't know why. Just the way it played out, I laughed so hard in the movie theater. I was dying. Just the way that was, and he goes, okay, now you're just gonna sit down. It's just the way that played out, and the way that he did it too, just to fuck that guy up, just that one swift cut. I'm like, I was like, I remember even when I watched it the first time on video, I rewound that because it kills me every time. Just love that movie. Bob Odenkirk's a fucking animal. Love it, and of course Christopher Lloyd. Great. Anyways, yeah. So look forward to that. Like I said, Vodka stream. Scott will be there. We'll have some good times. And yeah, guys, hit that like, thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Become a member if you want to support the channel or part of the Patreon. And yeah, other than that, we will see you next week. And well, see you Friday. Yeah. And other than that, we will talk to you later.